you want to take complete control of your health and add years onto your projected lifespan, these are the things that you need to do. Most doctors won't tell you this because these things are not easy. They are not simple, but I'm here to tell you the truth, to not filter anything, not hold anything back. So here goes. First of all, be white. Try not to be a person of color in the United States because it turns out it's quite bad for your health. People who are Black and American Indian have the lowest life expectancy of any race in the population. So try to avoid these racial groups. Now, of course, we know that race is a social construct. It is not biological. And the reason that we're seeing these differences in lifespans is because we live in a society that has systemic racism. And unfortunately, still in 2023, we have individuals in this country that are absolutely hell-bent on maintaining systemic racism. So this is still the case, so just try to be white. Number two, don't be poor. We know that the life expectancy difference between the richest men in this country and the poorest men is a full 15 years. That difference is 10 years for women. Even in the same city, lifespan can vary drastically between the richest zip codes and the poorest zip codes. For example, in the Washington, D.C. zip code of 20012, the lifespan is just over 83 years. But in the 20020 zip code, it's just over 63 years. So a full 20-year difference. So what you need to do is not be poor, not live in a poor zip code, and thankfully, there's this one thing that you can do in this country to avoid that, and it's called hard work. Because all the politicians on the right tell us that if we just work hard, we won't be poor. Obviously, there's no one out there working 2 or 3 jobs and still struggling financially to pay for their basic needs. So don't worry, just get a job or maybe 4, and then you will be richer and you'll live longer. And number 3, do not experience trauma, especially as a child. When we talk about childhood trauma, we use the term adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs. So these are things like witnessing violence in the home as a child, having a parent who is abusive or neglectful, having a parent who uses drugs or who has significant mental illness. And this is incredibly important because studies show that people who experience 6 or more ACEs have a lifespan that is 20 years shorter than people who experience 0. So if you had anything like this as a child, just make sure that it didn't actually happen. And if you made it to the end of this video and picked up on any sort of sarcasm, you realize that there are huge parts of your health and your lifespan that you absolutely have no control over. And many of these things are due to major societal issues that we all can and should be working to change. Also, if you've never heard of the term social determinants of health before, congratulations, you have now. And if you want to learn more, I am here for you. Just please leave a message in the comments.